so shifting gear again, let's talk about the favorite article from the magazine. So obviously there's I think there's 7 of you, and you've all written such beautiful thing. Usually the magazine, like I said, it's a diary, really. So we want people's personal experiences, reflections, but there's also information, because obviously as men, we need that information. So there's a lot of different topics. The main theme here is sexuality. Sexuality is spoken of, through Nina, giving us men, breaking down the myths. And then with Michael Dresser, talking about consent. And then you've got these beautiful reflections from, Donald, and also from Matt. And then you've got, something more kind of personal development when it comes to Daryl and also Rob. And then you've got the beautiful writing of Cyril. So I'm still going to think of Cyril, it's just beautiful what he's written. So there's quite a lot of topics this time that are quite different. But what spoke to you the most this time in this issue?
I found Nina's article really interesting because obviously growing up straight male, there are certain things within there that I know are stereotypes and even ways of that my own thinking has fallen into. So things like the porn section, if a woman watched lesbian porn, that's completely acceptable. But if a man watched bisexual or gay porn, that's not his sexuality would be called into question. And that was then challenging some of my own beliefs, because if I'm being completely honest, that is how I would have thought about it. But the way then she's written the article is actually making me challenge those beliefs. So I thought it was really, really interesting. And some of the myths that are kind of in there, like bigger's always better. I mean, obviously when you're playing rugby and stuff like that, it's banter, isn't it? So there's always going to be kind of that side of stuff. But yeah, I found Nina's article really, really interesting. I think she wrote to say as well, at the beginning, she acknowledges that she's a woman writing for a men's magazine, and then goes into a subject that actually, as a male, I found really, really interesting. I thought that was very well done in terms of it could be very easy to dismiss that because it's written by a woman, but she's written it in such a way that actually the information's drawn me in and made me challenge some of my own beliefs.
I should love to hear this, because I love Nina. And the way that she expresses herself is just I mean, I'm sure you've been able to see to the way that she's written her. She's just a straight shooter,
Yeah.
She just says what she used to say and stuff. And this is it. And this is what I want from this. We want this from this publication, that it challenges people's perspective. Yes, it adds, but it also makes people think and just think, okay, right, that's what I used to think. Do I think this now? Because the feedback that I've always got from the magazine, from the readers, is that, they were like, wow, they found commonalities. And some of them were like, I never thought that somebody felt the same way that I did. That's often the common thing that I get, And then so when it comes to these informative pieces, such as Nina's, such as Michael's, there's also been some great things. We've historically had some of these in the other issues. There's a lot of people that are like, oh my gosh, this is, I didn't expect that, because as men, when I look at other men's magazines, the content is quite samey, really. Let's keep it real. It's quite samey. It's not really adventurous. It keeps to the same, lines that people want to acknowledge. But with this magazine, I'm trying to call that out into question. That's why Nina's our first female contributor. I wanted to do that a long time ago, but this was the best time. Why shouldn't a woman write in a men's publication? Because she will bring a different perspective. If a man wrote what she wrote, would it have the same impact? I don't know. I don't think, I think it'll make me turn around, and pay more attention because it's a woman that wrote this, because it's kind of like, oh, okay, let's hear it from her perspective. Because at the end of the day, really, the people that are recipient of this masculinity that we're talking about, generally, not generally, but from that lens here, is women. Yeah, okay, there's men as well, but it's also beautiful to hear it coming from women. You know, a lot
Mhm.
of straight men need to listen to what women have to say. So it's that kind of thing when it comes to informative pieces like that. Now, for me, you know, I don't know, like maybe I'm biased because I know all of you. I love all of you, so I love everything that everybody's written. But and I keep saying that Cyril has touched my heart with what he's written,
Mhm.
because obviously because I know his journey, and I'm a creative writer. You know, this is my second book in the background. I've written 3 books, working on number 4 at the moment. So creative writing is always special to me, and I love it when men cultivate their creative bone. I don't know if I, yeah, yeah, you know, the creative. I can say that, right?
Yeah.
Listen, whatever. The creative bone, because you know, when men write, you know, really, really write and share their experiences and the depth of how they're feeling, you know, yeah, there's something transformative about this, especially reading it as another man. You know, she touched on, you kind of like heal other men to the way that you are, you know, you're sharing your narratives and things of that sort. So I'd have to say that for me, you know, the one that spoke to me the most was Cyril. Robert, again, Robert's got an amazing spread, again, similar, very informative, you know, life, like, you know, kind of like life coaching kind of approach, amazing stuff. And Matthias, you know, again, reflective articles similar to yours, discussing, you know, a chronicle of his journey to get to where he is. And I love these kind of articles that explore people's journeys, because there's so many gems, just like yours, you know. There's so many gems that we pick up, because that retrospect is just so powerful, you know.
Mhm.
So there's a lot in this specific edition that will feed people spiritually, that will feed people emotionally, and informatively as well. And this is the purpose of this publication. I mean, you know, for future issues, I'd love